Hello and welcome to Trends with LJE. I am Chidi Luameke, standing in for Memuna Zubaya. Today we are tackling some of the most pressing developments shaping our national discourse, from the tragic fallout of a police shooting in Ibadan to high-stakes political realignments, sensitive religious matters in Zamfara State, and Tottenham Hotspur's Europa League triumph. Joining me on the panel today are development strategist Shedrack Oka, lecturer and media expert Dr. Uchehara Ikedichukwu Chris. You're welcome, gentlemen, to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so this is a weekend, and I hope we'll have a very action-packed weekend.
Of course.
Okay. A yet to be identified police officer in Ibadan, Oyo State, allegedly shot and killed 14-year-old Taiwo Alade on Tuesday morning. The incident occurred in the Alakia area along Baggy Market Road as the officer pursued a fleeing vehicle. A stray bullet struck Taiwo, who was being driven to school by his father. The boy died on arrival at Welfare Hospital. Witnesses say the police fled into Samuel Ladoke Akintola Airport to escape a growing protest crowd. In response, the Oyo State government has appealed for calm, while the Inspector General of Police has ordered a full-scale investigation. Civil society groups Citizens Gavel has called for transparency and warned against tampering with the investigation. Meanwhile, conflicting reports have emerged regarding whether the father was driving against traffic and whether proper force protocols were observed. Gentlemen, is this I'll come to you, Mr. Shedrack. Is this not this is very unprofessional, people will say, about the police and with the way they went about this incident?
Well, this incident that happened, this unfortunate stray bullet on this young lad, who now life has been cut short, and the family have been deprived eternally of uniting with this child, or even reaping the benefit of the potential that he holds, not just for their family, for the community, for the state, and for Nigeria and the world at large, only because of unprofessionalism by some overzealous law enforcement agents. And this thing is not new to us in the country. If a madman, if you're taking your bath in the bathroom outside and the madman packs your clothes and run, they said if you run after the madman naked, you are even more mad. I want to say it is unbecoming of our police officers or law enforcement agents to behave themselves in a very uncivil manner, trying to enforce the law. They should draw a line between professional conduct and when they are abusing the law. At this juncture, I have witnessed stray bullet before in Yaba Market because of 20 naira of police officers struggling with a commuter to get 20 naira, and then he released the bullet and he shot somebody beside me in Yaba in Lagos. So this happening is not something new. What we don't understand is why at this point our police officer, law enforcement agency will not, keep to professionalism, training. And of course, it is not far-fetched. Most of the money allocated for training have been eaten up. It all boils down to corruption. I can tell you for free that they even make submission. How do they call it? Remit money to the offices.
Who remit money?
Police officers that stand on the road and this law enforcement agent do all of this thing with impunity because they remit money to officers. I can say it categorically that they do remit money to offices of where they get posting. And that is the reason why you see, no matter how Nigerians shout, tomorrow you still see them behaving like this. How many times have they tried to stop illegal collection of fee on the road from harassing commuters? But it will not end, because even I don't see their organs at the top, except people shout and shout before you see they'll just release those people, post them to other places. It is very, very unprofessional of them, but of course it is corruption at the center that enables this kind of bad behavior to continue in law enforcement agency. We condemn that. Unfortunately, the lives have been lost, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. But those who are engaged in all of those things should be brought to book and face the consequences of their unprofessional conduct.
Yes, the police under the IGP, the current IGP, seem to be focused on fighting all of these issues you talked about. But coming to you, Dr. Chris, is this a case of overzealousness on the part of some police officers, or is it a case of lack of adequate training? Because we've had that before. This is not the first time it has happened. And do you think it could stir the public against the police, particularly with the NSAS protest that recently happened?
Let me take it from you, and as if you are just in my mind, and I wanted to start the analysis of my comment on the area of training. You know, this calls for training and retraining. Believe you me, some of these our Nigerian, some of these our security agents or agencies and their staffers, some of them after the training that brought them into the force, into the work, they have never been retrained again. More especially, I want to talk on the area of emotional intelligence. You know, it's high time our government or the leaders in these security agencies start examining the emotional intelligence of these people on the road. You know, somebody's emotional intelligence is expected to be tested from time to time. Retrain them in this area so that you don't posit somebody who has emotional issue, psychological issue from the family, from the house where he's coming from his community, to position him on the road where commuters, people are using every day for their daily livings. You don't know who is who. What is the emotional status of that person? Somebody who has issue with the wife, with the children, with the family, and you bring him to be on the road. Definitely, he might compromise the work he is doing with the actions you see today. You know, so I am calling the Nigerian police leadership to put in place the issue of training. Issue of training is very, very important. They should prioritize it so that this training of 18 should be core in their activities, so that we'll stop receiving and hearing all these kind of painful and pathetic stories concerning stray bullet and the police killing of innocent people on the road. Just imagine, the young boy's life is just cut short. Who knows what that boy will be? My colleague just said here that, yes, it's not only the family, Nigeria as a country, the community where he comes from, and the world at large. This boy would have been very useful to the world at large. Now his life is cut short. So I'm of the opinion that the leadership of the Nigerian police should take it seriously by training and retraining their men on the road, so that we'll stop hearing this kind of pathetic stories every day.
In addition to what, I also think that there should be, in line with what you've said, there should be a thorough psychological evaluation of all police officers and all military officers. And I think it also comes with their take-home allowances, you know, when it is attractive and they can solve their daily needs.
We have a lot of people they should go after. We have the Boko Haram. We have the kidnappers. We have the people who are causing more problem in the country. They should go after them. They should shoot them, not taking the life of an innocent child.
Innocent civilians, yes. So thank you for your analysis, and we'll go on to our next story. In a political shake-up, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi and ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai are reportedly uniting under African Democratic Congress ADC platform to challenge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. This follows a secret coalition meeting on Tuesday night. Insiders say restructuring of the ADC is already underway to position it as the primary opposition platform. While no official statement has yet been released, El-Rufai confirmed the meeting publicly, stating that efforts are being made to, in quote, return Tinubu to Lagos, end of quote. This political development raises new questions about the future of opposition politics and possible power dynamics among the three key figures. Do you not see, I'll come to you, Dr. Chris, do you not see that this sounds well for Nigerians, particularly at a time when Nigerians are looking for strong opposition, and many are saying the APC, the way it is today, is turning Nigeria into, and with the administration of Tinubu, into a one-party state?
You see, I don't want to dwell so much on this issue or waste our studio time talking on an issue that has to do with El-Rufai, P2B, and the likes of Atiku, in the sense that I'm not seeing the coalition as a coalition of the people. I'm not seeing it as a coalition of the poor Nigerians who does not have food on their table. I'm not seeing it as a coalition of the Nigerian youth who does not have job to do. I'm not seeing it as a coalition of businessmen whose money cannot yield them anything on their business. I'm seeing it as a coalition of P2B, if anything is to go by, if there's truth in it. I'm seeing it as a coalition of Atiku, a coalition of El-Rufai and P2B. I'm not seeing it as a coalition of the people, because it is their own coalition, not the coalition of the people. By the time they finish their coalition, I think the Nigerian populace will have our coalition to do on the ballot.
Okay, I want to respond to that. Mr. P2B came forward to say that if there will be any coalition, it has to be coalition to bring to end poverty. It has to be a coalition. If he must be involved in any coalition, it has to be coalition to ensure that there is growth in our economy. It has to be coalition to ensure that the Nigerian economy has. Okay. So, for you, why is the people not there in this coalition? If it is established that there is a coalition,
that's what I'm telling you. That's P2B for you talking. That he wants the coalition to be the coalition against poverty, a coalition against unemployment, against insurgency and terrorism and kidnapping. Exactly. That's P2B. I want to ask as well, does Atiku and El-Rufai share the same ideology with P2B, that this coalition should be against poverty and hunger and all the rest? So if I am to say, I want to advise Atiku and El-Rufai to toe the path of P2B, whose coalition is tilting towards the coalition against hunger, unemployment, terrorism, and insurgents, as we have it in Nigeria.
Very beautiful. So, very quickly,
people said if the hunters have learned to shoot without missing, the bird should also learn to fly without perching.
Exactly.
I want to say there is any coalition to kick out the APC from the center of leadership in Nigeria is a welcome development. I want to say that the ADC is not a greyhound. Before the 2023 general election, Professor Patu Tomi Olisagbako Basan went about studying constitutions of political parties, and ADC was one of the 6 political parties that came together with Labour, SDP, National Rescue Movement, and the like to see if they can flaunt a third force, they call it at the time. Okay. So before they settled for Labour Party, it is not, even though that news is unconfirmed, I personally reached out to the DG of the Obedient Movement, Dr. Tanko Yunusa, this morning to confirm that story, and he said it is unconfirmed. So I will treat it as rumor, but I want to say that ADC have always been there. Recall in the 2023 general election, the ADC gave a national press release to say that they are in collaboration with Labour Party for the presidential election. Exactly. So they collaborated with Labour Party, their agents work with Labour Party, even to the courts. So it is not surprising if they are looking forward to using ADC as a platform. But I can tell you, any coalition that we must go through, we have to follow through what P2B said, a coalition to defeat hunger, coalition to defeat insecurity in the country, coalition to elevate the people's standard of living. Exactly. I think that is where Nigeria should be looking forward to. Just like the APC have not pretended that they want to turn the entire political system to a one-party state. Exactly. The opposition should not also pretend in flouting a platform that will kick the APC or pose a challenge to the APC. So it is a welcome development, even though it is unconfirmed at this material time.
Okay, thank you for your thoughts. So we'll go on a quick break now, and when we return, we'll discuss rapid response in Zamfara State, and we'll also discuss about Tottenham Hotspur winning the European League final. Thank you.
Hello, this is Leadership Corp, Justice and Economic Advancement. Here at LJE, we offer education and empowerment, entrepreneurship and development skill, legal advocacy, promoting justice and equity, and job creation initiative. You can reach us on 0705 236 8821 or 0705 245 3714. or you can visit our website at www.ljenigeria.org.
Welcome back. This is Trends with LJE. We'll move on to our next topic. The Northern Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has commended the Zamfara State governor for swiftly debunking reports of a Christian girl being arraigned before a Sharia court over claims of forced religious conversion. The state clarified that no such action happened before any court and that the individual, Ms. Zainab, is not on trial. Simultaneously, Zamfara State security personnel rescued Hamdiya Sharif, a 19-year-old activist known for criticizing Sokoto State's handling of banditry. She was rescued during a patrol along the Bakaru-Yaro-Geda highway. This is very, very instructive. I'll come to you, Dr. Mr. Shedrack. I'll come to you. How do you respond to this, with this development?
Well, with a country already laden with a lot of tensions, when the news came up with the young lady going to stand trial in the Zamfara State Court yesterday, that news will already raise tension nationwide because anything that has to do with religion in the country is very volatile.
Exactly.
But Section 38 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, guarantees the freedom of thought, freedom of conscience, and freedom of religious liberty to associate with any religions of your choice, including the right of any citizen to change from one religion to the other. So at this 21st century, I don't see that becoming a problem if one person decides to change religion. Nobody, decide. We are born into one religious faith or the other. It is not something that you choose. You don't decide which state you are born into. You just came forward. It's a choice of our parents who made. So it shouldn't be an issue. But I want to commend the Zamfara State governor and the state security services for how promptly they handle the issue. First of all, to douse tension, the religious body CAN and the traditional leaders and even the Zamfara youths were able to have an understanding to douse the tension in what holds the potential, the potential to implode in the country if that had not been, nipped at the bud. But I just appreciate the young governor there. And for me, that is why I love young people coming into leadership. You can see how he was able to douse that tension and intervene. So far, they said there is nothing like that lady facing trial, even if it were. But I believe with this current state now, they should be able to intervene because there is no law or bylaw or regulation that supersedes the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. So far, we all have the freedom to choose which association, which religion to practice. When we were young, I have entered into a mosque in Owerri with my friends Muhammad and Co. We rush to the mosque, we say prayers with them and run back to school. Our parents have never flogged us. We come back with pride. El-Rufai himself attended a Catholic school. Most of the leaders in the north attended mission schools, Catholic school. Nobody compelled them to say Hail Mary or go back to change religion. But it's a matter of choice. If somebody have chosen to practice whatever they want to practice, so long as it's guaranteed by the Constitution, that person should be allowed. It does not amount to any criminality. Okay. So I so far commend the Zamfara State government, the DSS, traditional rulers, CAN, and the Zamfara State youths for how they're able to maintain peace, law, and order in that state.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Chris, yes, so much has been said about this, and they've been reports that even though some of them are unconfirmed, that people, those who leave a particular religion to the next, sometimes they get criticism, sometimes they get persecuted, and in some cases, even death. And some, if they cannot recite their own holy books, they are being persecuted by members of their own religion. And with this kind of approach that is going on, with the swift response of the state government, do you think that this is a welcome development to handle and tackle misinformation in our society, particularly as it pertains to religion? These are sensitive issues.
Yes, let me take you from This is exactly the kind of response we expect from our leaders. They should replicate this kind of response and action in the area of governance, in the area of security, in the area of development, infrastructure development. They should replicate this in every sphere of governance so that the people will be happy, the people will enjoy. Imagine this kind of response, replicated in our economy today. Imagine this kind of action, tilted towards our security, the issue we're having in security. I think Nigeria will be a better place. So it calls for the federal arm of government and every other state government, every other state governor to borrow leave from what the Zamfara state governor did. And kudos to other security agencies, the DSS, the police, and religious organizations, the CAN and the likes, that responded adequately. So in an issue of this kind of emergence, we should, our leaders should do the same as the Zamfara state governor did. And I want to say, knowing fully well what religions, the place of religion in this our country and what it stands, he reacted and responded accordingly. So I must commend him in this regard. And we should as well replicate this kind of action in everything we do as a people in this country.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, thank you for your response. And we go to sports. Tottenham Hotspur clinched their first major trophy in 17 years by defeating Manchester United 1-0 in the UEFA Europa League final. Brennan Johnson scored the only goal in the 42nd minute at Estadio San Mamés in Bilbao, Spain. Despite Man U's high press tactics and chances in the first half, Spurs maintained defensive discipline and held on to win under coach Anje Postecoglou. The match has reignited debate over Man U's direction under current manager and Spurs' return to elite competition. There's this video that trended. A Manchester United fan, he had to remove his shirt and start crying. I said he regrets being a Man U fan and that the jersey is not worth wearing by Manchester United players who, of course, go home with so much salaries, fat salaries, and weekly bonuses, and has the kind of lifestyle that he would have dreamed of, And today, he's facing emotional heartbreak, just like a relationship. I don't know how strong that is.
As a sport enthusiast myself, as a proud Chelsea fan. And
you are a Chelsea fan?
Yes.
Terrible.
And so the victory, that happened for us is not surprise. We had wanted our co-London brothers to clinch that title. Yes. Arsenal haven't missed out the big stage. Incidentally, this is for like 17 years, I'd rarely quoted Tottenham Hotspur have not got a local, a trophy since they last defeated Chelsea in 2008 Carling Cup finals. And 41 years, or I think about 41 or 42 years of continental trophy, they brought this one home. So it's a very huge one for them. And I know their bitter city rivals, co-Londoners, not Londoners like Arsenal, are not happy that they won that. They would have preferred the Manchester United to win that trophy, but it goes their way. I think the joke in town is that Man United have to go and apologize to see Ronaldo to break the curse that he lays over them, because for a legend like him, they treated him so ill. And he said everything that he said about the club is what is happening. I don't know. They keep digging. And this happened worst of the seasons for us, for Tottenham Hotspur to lose 21 matches and still go about, qualifying for Champions League through the back doors. Chelsea once did that as well, but for Manchester United, they keep digging downward. People say they don't know whether they're looking for
the back doors.
So
not through the back doors.
Very, very unfortunate.
Even I'm not a Man U fan.
Yes,
I'm not
for Manchester United. So we are wishing them the best. They escape relegation. So we hope they are able to, bounce back and do the needful. Congratulations to Tottenham Hotspur. It's a big win for them.
Okay, beautiful. Dr. Chris, first of all, are you a Man U fan?
No, die-hard Arsenal fan.
Die-hard Arsenal fan. Did you hear what Chelsea fans said about?
Yes. I know. I am very much happy that I have an inclination with Tottenham from North London, to be precise.
Okay.
So it's like my brother and my sister club has gotten a laurel. So it's as if Arsenal in the same vein as a laurel. So I am happy for Tottenham. It's long overdue. 17 years is not. It's not.
It's not 17 days.
A child born 17 years ago. Some of them are married. Some of them have children. Some have started doing many things life could offer them. So I'm very happy for Tottenham, and I'm happy for Song, who has not in his career never won anything of this nature. So I'm happy for all of them. Happy for the management, for the players and the supporting staff. Kudos to Tottenham Hotspur.
So thank you, gentlemen, for your time, for your thoughts, for your insights. And that brings us to the end of our program and our show. This is Trends with LJE. I remain Chidi Iluameke. Keep discussing, keep getting engaged, and follow us on all our social media handles showing on your screen. And we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.